Hey YouTubers, it's me, Mustang07, coming at you once again through the power of OBS Recording Studios. And in this video I'm going to be giving you a behind the scenes look at how I filmed the crash sequence of the CSX train derailment video in Train Simulator. If you watched the full video, you will know that nearly 4 minutes into the runtime, there was a clunky stop motion animation of a semi-truck driving down the road, driven by Nikocado Avocado, that then crashed into the crossing after he lost control and it broke down. To make the stop motion, I took one of the many truck models that are within the New Jersey template DLC that I used for this video, and I settled on a standard Volvo V&L Semi. I went back and forth between the world editor and the scenario countless of times, moving the truck bit by bit, while simultaneously taking a video and then cropping out all the bits where I was editing so that way I could get a very clunky stop motion animation. And this right here is the final result.
Oh my gosh, there's like a roller coaster. Hi! Can you see? Ah! SpaghettiOs. I can't drive this vehicle. Ah! I hate driving, and it's about to go nighttime. Oh, I can't drive at night. I literally can't see. I'm just blind at night, and I get very nervous. Where am I supposed to go? Jeepers creepers.
This next scene I recorded from 3 separate angles, and it shows the train crossing over from one of the tracks of the main line to the other, and it is very important because it set the whole crash in motion, as in order for the crash to have happened the way it did, the train would have had to be on the specific line. I got the train going up to a pretty good speed so that way I could make sure that the scene was just right, and then I got rid of the driving HUD so that way it would appear more cinematic from the cab as I crossed over from one track to the other. Unfortunately, in Train Simulator, you can't have multiple cameras running at once, so in order to get the multiple angles of the train crossing over from one track to the other, I had to get one scene, and then I had to reset where I was, and then I had to get the train back up to speed, and then film it crossing over at a different angle, and I did that 3 times in order to get the right scenes. After lots of cutting and editing, I was finally able to get a nice flowing scene from multiple angles, and here it is. Now it's time to talk about how I made the scene you guys are all probably here for, the big, epic derailment. Unfortunately, unlike BeamNG Drive, which is a realistic crash simulator game, I was unable to just crash the train into the truck because unless you're hitting another train, if you crash a train into any kind of object, it will just clip through it as if it's not there. So I had to take the same approach as I did for the truck. I had to use stop motion, and I just had to go back and forth from the editor and the scenario as I moved a bit of the truck and the train, little by little, to make the illusion that there was a huge crash happening. And here's the final result of the stop motion of the crash sequence. Once the train hit the truck, it jumped off the rails and then sped aground into a farmer's field. To make the scene of the derailment, I placed down invisible track that is within the game of Train Simulator so I could create the illusion that the train was running off the rails and into a field without using any actual track. I played around a bit with the stability of the track, which determined how much the train will shake around when it's on the track, as well as the gradient tool, so that way I could make sure that it felt realistic when the train was off the track and speeding into the farmer's field. Then I used the paint tool and painted some dirt around where the train crashed into the field, so that way I could create the illusion that the train dug up some of the dirt when it ran aground. And this scene coming up is the result of the derailment sequence. And there you have it. That is how I made the CSX train derailment video in Train Simulator. I hope you enjoyed this video, but that just about does it for this video, so thanks for watching, stay tuned for more videos, and goodbye.